basic defense from an arm bar when you're in somebody's guard. So he pulls me to the guard and I'm going to want to be able to defend against that. So let's take a look at the basic fundamentals of this. Okay, so I'm in his closed guard at this point. In order for him to get an arm bar on me, he's going to have to get my arm across the chest, right? So basically, once I'm here, he then can rotate and put his legs around my head and he can push me back. So the most important thing in any situation when you're in somebody's guard like this is to protect this arm. Now, you can bring it here, you can bring it across, you can hold on to it like this. Like I said, the most important thing is what you don't want to do is give it to him. So if you're on the outside or you're down here or here, you have a pretty good chance of avoiding that. So if I were to tell anybody the number one thing, it is don't give him your arm, right? Which seems really obvious, but that's the truth of it. You just don't give him your arm. So again, in order for him to get it, he has to be across, right? So if I'm over here, it's going to be harder for him to do it. As soon as he gets me across, and there are ways, of course, for him to manipulate my arm into that position, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble, right? So I'm going to want to do sort of the Tyrannosaurus Rex arms at this point. I'm going to want to bring these suckers in and prevent him from being able to fully extend me. That's your first line of defense. Another thing you can consider is that in order for him to rotate his legs around me, he has to move his hips. So if I can put pressure on his hips, he's not going to rotate, he's not going to be able to get up off. Now that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to stay in this position, but it buys you time. It gives you an opportunity to move into other positions, to focus on trying to get out of his guard and so forth and so on. Another issue is going to be placing your head down. So if my head is tight against him, it's harder for him to be able to get his legs around my head, right? Because ultimately, that's what he's going to do. He's going to grab me and he's going to rotate that leg up around, and I'm in trouble here, right? So I want to keep my head. If he's got my arm, I can bring my head down real low and get up onto my feet. I can grab the back of his shoulder and hold tight here. So even though I'm here, as I move in tight here, I can hold on to him to help prevent him from being able to get around my head. Now again, that doesn't mean that he's not going to find an opportunity. That doesn't mean as this fight dynamically moves that there aren't going to be new openings. But these are basic fundamentals, right? So again, don't give him your arm. If you do, keep your arm this way, bring your arm in, change the position of your arm, hold on to him, bring your head down, push down on his hips. These are the kind of things that are going to keep him from being able to immediately go into an arm bar.